Some experiences don't feel painful, they feel confusing. And when that confusion happens inside a close relationship, it can take a long time to even recognize what you are experiencing.
That is what a narcissistic abuse look like. Basics are deprived and you are given in abundance. The symptom is seen in the victim and not in the person. That illness is usually seen in the survivor of narcissistic abuse. So a narcissistic person knows how to behave, how to manipulate, how to show up in public. They will not tell you are a bad person. They will put you in a position where you will say you are a bad person. Every survivor asks themselves this question, am I a narcissist? वो तुमको, खुद को, सारी दुनिया को ये बताते हैं कि वो तुमसे कितना प्यार करते हैं। दरअसल में वो ये जानते ही नहीं, वो तुमसे नहीं, खुद से दिल लगाते हैं।
Glad to have you here, Parita.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. And can you tell our listeners who Parita is?
I'm Parita. To begin with, I'll tell you something that women normally don't say. I'm 48. And I have been in the field of teaching Montessori education since 2 decades. And later on, then I pursued my career into psychology. I am practicing psychologist and mother of 2 kids. I have a pet. I live in Ahmedabad, India. And we run an organization called Sevi.care. It is a platform for mental health and counseling and therapy.
Okay, interesting. Welcome again.
Thank you.
Parita, before we go deeper, when people hear words like emotional manipulation or narcissist dynamics, they often feel something like extreme behavior. But in reality, it's rarely that clear. Why is narcissist abuse so difficult to recognize, especially when it doesn't look abusive on the surface? Why?
So it's to begin with, why it is so very confusing. All right. Now, let's say you want to drink water. You ask me, Parita, give me water. I'm giving you milkshake, coffee, wine, beer, the best of whiskeys, everything, but water. Right? So, how will that make you feel?
Ignored. My request is ignored.
But that then I will tell you, you are so ungrateful. I'm giving you so many things and you're just asking for the basics.
Interesting.
That is what a narcissistic abuse look like. Basics are deprived and you are given in abundance. So then you will be told that focus on positives. You're thinking too negative. You are a negative person. And you will start believing because in front of you, there is this line of different variety of liquids that you could have drank, but it is your problem that you're stuck with water.
So that basically is narcissism.
No, not narcissism. A very good term that you just said. So narcissism is a whole big spectrum. What I am talking about is covert narcissist in particular.
Okay.
Narcissism meaning a child within you who wants all the attention on me, who is entitled. How we see children from 0 to 2 years. I want it right now. Give it to me right now. That is a narcissism in you. All of us has it one or the other way. You can also say narcissism as your self-respect, ki, oh, he didn't ask me this and my self-respect is not respected enough. That is also part of narcissism. But what today we are talking is a narcissistic personality disorder. That is a diagnosis given in DSM-5. And also I would like to bring to notice of everyone that any one symptom is not diagnosis of anything. So don't confuse if somebody is asking for the attention, then the person is narcissist, or somebody is lying, then the person is narcissist. It's not like that. It needs to have lot of other characteristics and personality traits in order for person to be told that the person is narcissistic or having the traits of a narcissistic personality disorder.
Okay. So, how do you know that this person is narcissist?
Again, to get the diagnosis, I would not go with the list of the DSM diagnosis, because it's better that if anybody see the symptom, I would request them to go to the professionals rather than giving the diagnosis themselves. So, but I can bring you the awareness. Interestingly, NPD is the only illness or the personality disorder who a person, the symptom is seen in the victim and not in the person. So a narcissistic person knows how to behave, how to manipulate, how to show up in public, how to behave properly. They are the masterminds, Oscar winning performers who nobody can figure it out that they are narcissists just by talking to them, because they are the charmers. They will get your attention, they will woo you, they will impress you, they will do the right things. So you cannot pinpoint a narcissist person. But a person who is very closely associated with that person, you will start seeing the symptoms in them, which is not in a diagnostic criteria, but it is commonly found in the therapy room. That is low confidence, then self doubt. They demean themselves. They have difficulty in making the decisions. You will see they are always anxious. They want to, it feels like they're walking on an eggshell, anything can explode anytime. So they'll like, do this thing on time, do this thing on time, very stickler to the timings and everything. And there will be some somatic, soma means body, some somatic issues also, like migraine, unexplained by medical authorities and medicines. That illness is usually seen in the survivor of narcissistic abuse.
Yes. Okay. Oh, so you mentioned these attributes for the survivor, not
For the victims.
victims.
Yeah.
Okay.
But NPDs will look the best. They will look best, they will talk best. If somebody will go and say that, oh, this person is not nice to me, they will laugh at you. You are the problem. This person cannot be a problem.
Interesting.
You
Could you?
you begin your question with that. Remember that why it is difficult
Difficult to recognize it
It's because of this.
because of this. And it's interesting, and thank you for sharing this insight with our audience. Could you share a general example of a situation where someone stayed because nothing looked wrong, yet over time they felt smaller, unsure, or emotionally exhausted?
Yes. When you see things commonly in most of people around you, you end up feeling that this is the normal. It looks normal. And that is where we will see a lot of Indian women too. It looks normal. Now, this person will do everything right. They will provide, they will take care, nurture, change the nappies of your children, take them to the school, will go in the school meetings. They'll do a lot of things which is required by the society for them to do. Usually, people would be jealous of the victim, saying that you have the best with you. Now, in all this confusion, what happens is that the person who is feeling victim is lost because they don't feel it right. So, for an example, a narcissistic partner and another victim partner are dancing together in the party. Now, usually when two partners are dancing together, they will look into each other's eyes, they will give that clue to each other. But in silence, this person will discard the victim. Narcissist will not look at the partner. They will not give them the attention. But they are there, standing right there, dancing right next to her, but making her feel unseen, not seen at all. After a while, when the dance is over, this person will go to the buffet, will fill up the plate, will bring to the partner and say, "Oh, you're going to go for the party and you're going to go late for the next party. So why don't you have your meal first?" Right? And that creates confusion. So everything look normal. It's me who is creating the ruckus. It's in my mind. Look, everything is okay. Everybody's saying everything is okay. It's me who is having the problem.
Interesting. What I'm hearing is it was not one big moment, it was a gradual loss of emotional safety for the victim.
Yeah, I call it like, a part of your soul you give to the devil to breathe next to him or her, any gender.
Uh, yeah, because narcissist can be a man or a woman.
It can be a man or a woman. It could be your father, mother, your sibling, your partner, your best friend, your confidant, your own therapist. It could be your children. It could be anybody around you.
This narcissist abuse rarely feels abusive at first, as you mentioned. It often feels like self doubt, guilt, and confusion.
Yes.
But why does this narcissist abuse affect people this way psychologically?
It's because they are not telling you you're bad. They are not telling that there is any problem in you. They have no complaints. They just ignore. You don't exist. So, this is the psychological, like you are recreating a reality in someone's head. You
Yeah.
are making the other person doubt their own reality. That is what they are doing.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. Why does narcissist abuse often look like care, concern, and authority at first? Why does it look like that?
So, why would a person stay in a narcissistic relationship? Is because they are trauma bonded. Now, what is trauma bond? This is a very confusing line for many of non-psychological background people, is because trauma bond meaning the person will take you on high. They will show you the best of the best life ever possible. You would have not imagined you are living in your fairy tale world, which you want to protect no matter what. Now they have shown you the high, and then they will take you to the low. They will start slowly devaluing you, discarding you, making you feel that it is your problem, that you are seeing the bad time because I am capable to show you the good time.
Oh.
So you are doing something wrong. And in this confusion, the victim will start working on self. That, okay, let me change myself, then the things will be better. Let me do this, then the things will be better. If you make a narcissist feel accountable for something, then you see the true narcissist. So they will use trauma bond, they will use gaslighting, they will not lie. They will change the reality of the situation. So they will take one incident that has happened and they will tweak it in a way which will change your own reality. They will not tell you are a bad person. They will put you in a position where you will say you are a bad person.
Wow. And you start believing it.
Yeah. They alter the reality.
And you question yourself instead.
Yes. My parents are the best, but because I did not got the good grades, I am deemed to punish. I deserve what is happening to me. And you start punishing yourself because all you need was love, attention, care, safety, security, want to feel seen. These are some basic human needs. And they will deprive you of that.
Okay. Interesting. But why does self-doubt replace anger in these kind of situations?
Because it's so much confusing. Have you seen children who are late speakers? You see the frustration on their face that they want to talk, but nobody is understanding. Here, you are left in a place where nobody wants to, nobody understands what you want to say. Forget anybody understanding you. You yourself are not able to understand what is happening to you. Then the self doubt has to go in anger
Yeah.
because there is no vocabulary. However, to the viewers, there is this whole vocabulary called Narctionary or something. It is written by a woman who has survived a narcissistic abuse, and she has pulled out some more than 300 plus words, and it's a whole dictionary which explains you the narcissistic abuse. And there are a lot many other books also, but yeah, there are lot many books to help you understand what narcissistic abuse is.
Okay. Why is it especially hard when the person who is narcissist is that authority figure, like parent?
They have to be the authority figure. They have to be the leader.
Okay.
They will always need center of attention. You cannot have attention given to anyone but a narcissist.
So a narcissist will always be an authoritative person.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
They will make themselves, even though it's your child who is a narcissist, he will make sure or she will make sure that in the end, the way they will talk will look like that they are the authority. Even though they are children. I mean, no, there is any personality disorder can be only diagnosed after 18 years of an age.
Okay.
So before that, there is no personality diagnosis can be given to anyone.
Okay.
So when I say children, I don't mean children,
Yeah.
because all of them will show the narcissistic traits. So don't go behind your children or don't worry that your child is a narcissist. It's not. Everybody needs that attention, care, everything. So that's not a narcissism that's not a narcissistic personality disorder. It can be only diagnosed after 18 years of an age. You can say a narcissist in making, but you cannot say a narcissist.
But like, I'm in my 30s and if I have the tendency of seeking attention, so am I a narcissism? Am I a narcissist?
No, that doesn't make a person narcissist. It is a narcissism in you, or a self-centered behavior is there. Now, if you want an attention, but you take the attention that belongs to someone else, then it's a manipulation for getting the attention, because it's your sister's party, but you're looking the best and you're taking the stage and you're taking all the attention, and then that's a manipulation. But you seeking the attention may also be the reason that nobody's looking at you. So even a victim seeks the attention, no? Because victim is the first one who will feel unseen.
Unseen.
So victim also needs attention. But to get that attention, they will not harm anyone. They'll put social media post. They will be happy with the likes. They will be happy when somebody compliment their cooking, the dressing, small little compliments. They'll be happy. They'll be happy in little things, because all they are looking for a very small gesture that tells them that they are there, they matter. So that is also attention. So seeking attention, as I said, one symptom is not diagnosis of anything. It's just one thing, looking for an attention. Now you want attention from one person or from the world. It's a different thing. But just asking for attention is not narcissist.
Thank God, I'm not. Okay. Moving ahead, many listeners might be thinking this feels familiar with them, but I still doubt myself.
Correct.
What are some internal experiences survivors often question or dismiss?
Am I a narcissist? Every survivor asks themselves this question: am I a narcissist? Because they have been told that you are a narcissist, because they are the one who are needy, clingy, asking for attention, always crying, sobbing, having problem in everywhere. The narcissist has no problem with anything. So the survivors look like a narcissist, and a narcissist doesn't look like a narcissist. So the one confusing question is, am I a narcissist? And you know what? It's so scary to accept that you are not, the other person is. because that will require a victim to take call for action, which could destroy the relationship, which could destroy that happy time that they have seen once upon a time. A potential of having that happy time that once upon a time they have seen, because they have created an illusion of a personality that was never there. And the victim, will keep on chasing for that personality that never existed. That was an illusion created by a narcissist. So if I accept that I am a narcissist, it's easy. I don't have to take that destructive decisions and destroy my relationship. I can still work on myself because problem is me. So I can work on myself and I can woo my partner or anybody who I want an attention from. And once I do that, I will get that high again that I've got once upon a time.
Okay.
So they'll keep on working towards it, and they will deny that in my therapy room, if it is so difficult for me also to tell the person that you are the victim of the narcissistic abuse, because they don't want to hear it. They want to know that they are the problem. They don't want to know that they are not the problem, because they are not ready to take the call for action. So it gets very tricky.
But at what time, generally, like if we talk about your patients,
Clients.
your clients, sorry, yeah. So if we talk about your clients, at what point of time they recognize it that, yeah, I need to visit a therapist or a coach, that, okay, I'm not able to deal with it. At what is that sign that they know, okay, I'm going through something and I need a help?
Everybody have very different threshold. So I cannot pinpoint on one thing that tells them. Somebody comes to me within 2 months of a relationship with a narcissist. Somebody will come to me after 25 years of a relationship with a narcissist. Somebody I see them surviving in 40 years in marriage with a narcissist, and they have now I've lived all my life in a jail. I don't want to go in the world again. It's like that. So
They got used to
they
of
get
that life.
used to of all this thing. They get used to of it. Is very difficult. You cannot pull out a victim from an arse because they've trauma bonded you. So the only source of dopamine is the high and the low, and the high and the low keep you engaged. It's like an addiction. It's difficult to break.
And do you tell your clients that this is the problem, that you are with a narcissist?
So I have to be very considerate about where they are. I sometimes do get jumpy and will tell them that, no, it's not you. And I have made one client run away because I told her that she's not the problem, husband is. And she did not like the answer.
Wow.
So then I try to, stick to the problem that they are, rather than just fixing the things they are not yet ready to cater to.
And like when the survivors often struggle to express their expressions or experiences, and people around them find it very hard to believe them, very hard to believe those survivors.
Yeah.
Why does it happen, and what can survivor do for that?
Again, a very good question. I'm very glad you asked. I would like everyone to understand and know that there will be an innate need to collect the proof, record the conversations, take it in the writing, do the journaling. There will be innate need because they themselves are so confused that they will start doing it unknowingly. Many of them has done it. Or if you have not done it, do it. If you ever feel this confusion, start writing it down. Writing helps you connect with the reality. Another thing that is because they future fake also. So if they have cheated on a partner, they will make sure that the partner, sometimes they will make sure that the partner agrees to it. There would be a time where they will be so chill. But okay, we did it. So big deal. Move on. Don't talk about the past. I have moved on. It is your thoughts that is keeping you stuck here. That could also happen. There will be no sorry, nothing. There will be no there will be no efforts to create the trust again. Now, what I say it in Hindi ki kathni karni और कथनी करनी और कथनी और करनी सॉरी
कथनी and करनी.
कथनी और करनी सो वो दोनों का जब तक मिलाप नहीं होता है तब तक जो सामने वाला बोल रहा है it's just to make you feel happy, and they will do it also sometimes for 6 months. Let's say a narcissistic addict person will keep on telling that, oh, I'll not drink, and the person can leave the drink for 1 year also, but after 1 year they will give you the hell. In between, then what clients will they will deprived by sex, they will deprived of the basics need, they will be punished with silence for demanding something. So if you make them feel accountable, or if you catch them, or you move the mask that they are wearing, they will give you hell. They are vengeful, they're revengeful. You cannot draw boundaries with them. These are all very difficult things. So don't try to draw boundaries. Don't challenge them. Don't make them accountable. Just keep on writing what you're experiencing and go to a therapist who understands narcissistic abuse, because you will see narcissists in the professionals also. So they are everywhere, right? So you'll
But
find
then
them.
how to deal with it if you won't talk it out, if you won't tell your partner what the problem is? How will you deal
You
with
will
it?
have to share with your partner, because only when you share, and what will they do with the information will tell whether you're dealing with a narcissistic abuse or not. So unless and until I don't share that I have this problem with you, how would I know that you are a narcissist?
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
So I'll have to share it with you. Now, if you weaponize that information against me, or if you future fake me, like you will tell me the rosy picture, oh, I'll work on it, thanks so much, you brought this to my notice. क्या मन में रखती है बोल देती, so they will come and they will give you that safe space to talk. Now they have loaded information. If they weaponize it against you, there is a very high chance they are a narcissist.
Okay.
So that you have to write it down then. This information is shared, and this is what I've done, not for anyone else, but for yourself, because you are confused.
Yeah.
Everything will be right in front of you, but you will be so scared to accept that this is happening to you.
That's so powerful. I think many people will feel seen hearing this. It's
I hope so.
powerful.
I hope so.
If someone is listening right now and wondering, what if it really was me? What would you want them to know?
Like me as a victim,
Victim.
it's not your fault. One thing that I would like you to know is that it's not your fault, and there is help available. Go get it. Don't try to conquer it all by yourself. You won't be able to do that.
And if someone cannot go to help, someone cannot go to a coach or to a specialist,
There
what?
will be the ways. There will be groups of the survivors. There. It's not possible. It's an internet. It's a social media. Even people who are like this is the podcast, right? There can be people chatting down there, and they can also be discussing things, and you always have support. You can have support right here in the chatting room. So yeah, all you have to do is start talking about it to the correct ears. What happens is that we all live in a delusional world. We all have our own bubble where we want to feel safe. Me knowing that you are suffering is very scary, because I'm not trained to see a person this negatively. That's not possible. Why would somebody do that? Why would somebody harm you? Why would somebody is going to do that to you? Like if I tell you, what narcissists will do is will keep you awake till or 12 p.m., 12 a.m. in the night, and will wake you up 5 a.m. in the morning saying that you need to go for a walk because it's healthy for you. Okay? Now, you will take it as a care or as an abuse.
As a care.
Yeah, but you would sleep deprived a person, and then reality is already distorted. If you care for a person, why can't you have confidence in that person? Then let them live their life, let them make their choices. You can give them the suggestion, but everybody have their own poison to eat. I mean, who is living a total healthy life? Again, a lot of debates can be done over here, but um, to make it short, it's going to be really difficult if you try to do it all by yourself.
I was just wondering, like, as a partner, still you are an adult. You can still recognize in your partner, in your surrounding, whether the person is a narcissist or not. But if you are a child and you have a narcissist parent, then what will be the implications?
So, me being an educator also, if somebody is listening and I want to work in this area. I have not yet started working, but this should be a subject in a school, I believe.
Wow.
Then you talk about good touch, bad touch. What about the mind space? How can you protect your mind? So that also is something you need to integrate in the schools. Nowadays, school textbook does has a helpline number for children in India. They can call the number and they can call for the counseling if parents are abusive or stuff like that. This is a big thing I'm talking about. Now, you will see children with low confidence and confusion and all those things because they are surviving the narcissistic parent in the name of care they control. So, as a teachers, if you are a teacher and you're listening this, you will be able to see this that is happening to a child, and you can educate yourself, at least bring in awareness what it is, and help children around you, because we can train adults. We It is very difficult to show this scary place to children. It's not. I don't think under 13 we should be doing that also. But that there's your parents are threat to you. We don't want to showcase or do that. But as a teachers, as an adults around them, if we see that, we can teach them how to deal with them without giving your soul to them. So without giving that confidence away, the demeaning things, the what you think about yourself, because they will tell you what suits them. They are the projectors. They will project their shortcomings onto you. So how to detach yourself from there? We can teach children all those things.
But as you mentioned, narcissist always looks best from outside. So in case of kids, how to identify that parents are narcissist?
You will see the symptoms in kids.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
And then you try to talk with them, they will be all in circles. So you will, when you talk to a narcissistic parent, what will happen is that you'll keep on talking as if they are trying to understand you, but they only want to be understood. They don't want to understand. There was once a narcissistic parent who came in a session and she kept on going about her 21-year-old that she's not doing this, she's not doing that, she's not listening to me, she's not doing any homework, she is ruining her life, she's not going for basic yoga, not basic etiquettes, blah 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 blah. I asked her, what do you think your child needs? And then she continues, I want her to put her things at the correct place. She needs to behave in certain manner. I again slowed down and asked her, what do you think your child want? Whatever she does, she's been provided with everything. What she doesn't have? She wanted a car, we gave her a car. She wanted food, we gave her food. She went with her friends outside. We are giving her everything. This basic thing she cannot do. What does your child need? Parent did not had an answer. So then a therapist is a bad therapist.
Tough job.
We are doing everything you can't see. No, I can't.
Yeah. But then, how do you make them understand?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't help people who don't want help. I don't try to be the savior at all. I leave them alone. Okay. If this is helping you, continue.
If a narcissist person himself or herself knows that he or she is narcissist, so if for our audience listening this podcast, if a parent is listening this episode and parent knows that, oh, this seems like me, I guess I'm a narcissist parent.
Then there is a high possibility that the parent is not narcissist.
Okay. Okay.
Because a narcissist will never have a single doubt that he is a narcissist or she is a narcissist.
Okay. Okay.
Narcissists usually use defense mechanism. Now, to understand defense mechanism, it's another psychology area. But they believe unconsciously what they will use defense mechanism as denial, resistance. They will not accept only that this is possible. What are you talking about? I care for my child. Now you don't want to care, or even a child who is 30 years old is been called 2 times a day minimum. What did you eat? What did you do? What did you drink? Where did you go? Give me the all whereabouts of your daily routine. Now, is this a care or is this control?
This is control.
But it looks like care. I want to listen to the voice of my child every day. What's wrong in it? So a control would be, you will see that the fear in the child, right? If a child feels that, oh, my mother would be waiting for my call, I missed it today. But the other child who has been controlled, oh my God, I am doomed today. I have not called her. She is going to make my life miserable. My day is ruined.
Oh.
So you will see that again in the victim and not in the person itself. Because they believe they care. They truly believe they care.
Coming back to the question related to kids who are the victims, is there any general trend of how do those kids grow up to?
See, now Gen Zs are quite aware. So they use gaslight. They will use, like, even my daughter, I was telling her she was visiting me from US. And after coming to India, she was straight away going to go to a trip with her friends.
Okay.
Just in one night. So like, you're coming after 1 year, you'll just stay 1 month with me and you're going to go there. Stop guilt tripping me. I'm not going on a guilt because of this. And then I realized that I was guilt tripping her with whatever intentions I had. And then I had to sit back and wait for another 3 days for her to come. So yeah, they will tell you on the face, you're gaslighting me. They know the vocabulary.
How do they know it?
So social media. They know the vocabularies.
Because I don't think I knew it 10 years back.
Neither did I. Neither did I.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking? Even I will, if somebody will come and tell me, oh, this person is a narcissist, get out, go away. You are a narcissist. I would not even believe that. So yeah, I understand. It's very scary, as I said, to believe that the person you idolize, the person who is your role model, it's a pedestal level. You look up to, you want to be that person, you want to woo that person, is manipulating you. Why? I mean, why in the world do I want that information? I don't want it.
At what position or in what relationship a narcissist can be most dangerous? I mean, a narcissist person, in which position or in which relationship a narcissist person can make most harm to the other person?
Obviously, parents.
The parents.
Because since childhood, this has become your normal. right? So you don't, if you see a narcissist, you will end up finding a narcissist partner because that's normal for you. So the most dangerous one is the one who is shaping you become an adult.
Adult.
Uh, I don't know the statistics or the theory behind it, but this is what I feel
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it
yeah,
is like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, your point is really good. So, Parita, is there one simple awareness or grounding practice that can help someone start rebuilding trust, self trust, especially when the confusion is high?
Everyone have different ways of dealing with the situation. If anybody of you feel that you are dealing with such mental abuse, I would want you to go seek, or I would advise you to go seek a professional, because it is going to be impossible for you to do it all by yourself, as I keep on saying it. It's not a very easy thing to do. You don't know who you're dealing with. It takes years of education and experience in order to see what I'm just describing. And you will want to keep on doubting yourself, because that will help you go back to the uh, you know go back to the old times, go back to your comfort zone. As I said, narcissistic abuse is an addiction that it's harming you, but you're not ready to leave it. You will have to challenge the society, you challenge everybody around you, because everybody is going to talk you out of it. For everyone, everything looks normal, perfect, idealistic. People look up to you guys to give examples that look how nice they are dealing with each other. In any dynamics, in a boss or a employee dynamic, in a parent partner dynamic, any dynamic, it is going to look perfectly normal, what everybody is idolizing. Now if you tell anyone that this is not what it looks like, if they are connected to you, they are close to you, and they are your well wishers, they don't want to believe you. And they will be the one who will push you back, saying that you're too negative. Look on the positive side.
Positive side, yeah.
Going back to the example, खुद ले लेना ना पानी, इतना कुछ you're getting, enjoy. You have car, you have home, you have helpers, you have the luxury, because what they are seeing is whatever they want, you have been provided without even asking. But they don't know what price you're paying. So those who are staying has their own challenges. Those who are leaving has their own challenges.
Parita, is having a narcissist partner always a problem?
You tell me.
It depends on the dynamics of the couple. Right.
You cannot live a narcissist without giving soul of you. Of course, it's a problem. It will. So, outer world to you also, it will look perfect. Everything is perfect. But then I have migraine. I cannot get up. I have depression. I'm dealing with mood swings. I have bipolar. I have blindness in my eyes. I have irritable bowel syndrome. Unexplained illness you will have because you are trying to hide the symptom. Oh, sorry, you're trying to hide the reality. If you try to hide the reality, symptoms will appear. You hide your emotions, symptoms will appear. To live with a narcissist, you have to give your reality to them. So, I don't know what to answer. Is it okay or is it not okay? How okay are you selling the soul to the devil? Depends on you.
That's true. Can a narcissist partner survive with another narcissist partner?
Narcissist partner will survive from any place they are getting supply. They need supply. They want you to take the blame for their wrongdoings. They want to demean you. They want you to look bad so they can look good. So as long as they are getting supply, they will have no problem. And they don't survive, they thrive. There are other people surviving around them, walking on an eggshell.
Yeah. That's a good point. So, Parita, what I take from this conversation, it's mostly awareness, journaling that people should do to actually know the root cause of the problem and to actually understand what they are going through. Is that true?
Yes, journaling, awareness. Um, See, recording again is something which comes into legal, illegal, all those boundaries. So I will leave it up to the person to decide. But yes, connecting to your own, because they will not be mean to you in front of others. So it's only you and that person in the room when it comes to covert narcissist. So there are overt narcissists also. The overt are the one who will declare that they are narcissist, and they are very okay with them being a narcissist. They don't want others to take that accountability. They like themselves when they are a narcissist. But covert are the one who want you to look narcissist and them to look like a victim, or how great people they are, that they are living with such a terrible soul.
So, what I understood, confusion makes sense. If you are confused, it's okay to be confused. And needing time to see it clearly is not a weakness. It's actually a strength. It's actually a quality that you should work on. Thank you so much, Parita, for bringing so much clarity and compassion to this space.
We are just putting a seed in the soil. There is so much more to know and learn and be aware of. There is this few lines that I have written for a narcissist, and I would like to share it with the viewers. Is that वो तुमको, खुद को, सारी दुनिया को ये बताते हैं कि वो तुमसे कितना प्यार करते हैं. दरअसल में वो ये जानते ही नहीं, वो तुमसे नहीं, खुद से दिल लगाते हैं. That's a covert narcissist.
Wow. Such a crisp definition of a narcissist.
Yeah. So, confusion. I like that line. Confusion is making sense now.
Yeah, to me as well.
हर confusion कुछ कहता है.
If this conversation resonated with you, take what helps and leave what doesn't. Awareness is not about blame, it's about coming back to yourself. And keep watching, because in the next segment, the One Question Show, Parita is going to answer one question that often reveals one conversation.